Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So last week we learned all about positive and negative space. You got a big piece of construction paper, a black piece of paper, and we drew some hearts. All right, so this side is our negative space, and this is our positive space. This is our positive, and this is our negative. So there was nothing added, so the paper underneath shows through. We are going to combine positive and negative space with African masks. By the way, I don't get to tell a lot of you guys this, but I was actually born in Africa. I lived there until I was 8 years old. And so African masks are a really fun project that I love to make. This book I got at a museum, and it has a bunch of different types of masks in it. I wanted to show you guys just a few of these masks. Now this one, the face is sideways and there's lots of stuff on the top. There's lots of decorations and decals. I'm going to do my best so you guys can see this as best quality as possible. This mask is made out of wood. Now you're going to see something similar with all of these masks. This mask is made out of clay. You can see we got some very large eyes, a big mouth, and we got the hair texture. But this is all made out of clay. Here's another wooden, another wooden mask. It's a long, skinny mask, but it's the same on both sides. When it's the same on both sides, we call that symmetry. Now, as I flip through here, you guys are going to notice the colors. All of the colors are earth tone colors. So our African mask, we're going to choose earth tone colors, neutral colors, brown, yellow, black, white, gray, all the things that you can find from the earth. To get blues and purples, you have to like crush up flowers and different rocks. And so those are a lot harder to come by. So all of our African masks are made with either wood or clay, and it's all earth tone colors. This one has some really cute eyes. There's a good line of symmetry. I love the little mouth and the very simplified eyes. Now, that's another thing you're going to notice is everything is simplified. The face itself is simplified. We got eyes, we got nose, we got mouth, and then the extras is where they add beautiful details. This one has shells on it. This also has some hair. It was probably taken from an animal. Let's see on the back. This one is a Zari mask. It's from the late 19th century. And it's wood. All right, and so they don't tell us what the extra stuff is. That's all right. So right here, I really love this one. This is like some grass hanging down, some super long grass. When they wear the masks and they dance in them, this grass will shake and it'll sway, and it's really, really cool. So as you see, there are lots and lots of different examples to pull from. So you guys are going to be making an African mask that has lots of beautiful details, positive, negative space with simplified eyes. This is where I got the inspiration from. I've been teaching this lesson for many, many years, and I have a lot of fun with it. This is a two-part project. So today, the materials you're going to need is construction paper, brown or black, a little half sheet. So you have a whole sheet of paper, you just fold it in half, cut it apart, you got yourself a little half sheet. Something to draw with. I'm going to hope this red shows up really well on the camera. We'll see. You're going to have scissors and you're going to need glue. Today, we're just doing the basic form, the outside of the head, the eyes, the nose, the mouth. Next time, do you see all these beautiful extra details, like the things sticking out of the chin, the extra dots, the hair, the swirls? Those are going to be in part 2. So right here, You have a whole piece of paper, a nice neutral color. You have another piece of paper. In class, we're going to be doing brown. If you want to do black, that's totally okay as well. Now, we have a line of symmetry. On your face, you have a line that goes straight down the middle. One side you have an eye, the other side you have an eye. You have half a nose, half a nose, half a mouth, half a mouth. So, first, we're going to work on the outside shape. There are lots of different shapes you can use. You can use just a plain rectangle. You can use wider on the top and smaller on the bottom. You can make an oval. Whatever shape you choose, just make sure you make it nice and large. And you need 2 lines. I have a feeling this pencil is not going to show up very well, so I'm going to switch to a black. I think this will work even better. All right, so I want a flat on the top and come straight down and curve it for the chin. There's my line number 1. Now I'm going to come here. I'm going to draw line number 2. Make sure it's not super thin. Make sure you're doing it really, really nice and thick. Big line. Do your best to keep it equal. If it doesn't get equal, it's okay. Like right here, it's a little bit bigger. I'm not even going to worry about that. All right, I need an eye. So remember on the practice, how I had you guys just cut the very first one out? That's going to be the eye. We're just going to cut a line and we're going to cut the eye out. Your eye can be any simplified shape that you want. I'm going to make it a nice big lemon shape or a football shape. This way it looks really like an eye. I want to have a nice big thick eyebrow as well, but I'm going to keep it simple and I'm going to make it a rectangle. The nose, it needs to be smaller and it needs to get bigger. So this is just like the second heart we did where we drew it on the line and then we cut it out. Now you guys understand why I did this practice first. So the nose, I like just to do a simple triangle, have it get bigger and get smaller. If you want to get more fancy with it, you can give it round or you can do a bunch of different things. And the mouth, we only need half of a mouth. I want to do a big mouth, so I'm going to do an oval shape. And now I want to do that second oval shape. Now remember, my friends at home, do not copy exactly what I have made. I want you to do your own style. You do not have to do it flat on the top and come around. You can give it a rectangle eye and a triangle eyebrow. You can give it any kind of features you want. Remember all the different masks I showed you. There are so many different options out there for you. All right, here comes the fun part. You're gonna cut out the edges. You can keep this if you want to. Usually I say don't keep it because we're going to be cutting everything out. So I cut the very first line. You really do need to cut it in the same order I'm showing you or you lose pieces. So cut the big line first, cut your second line, okay, keep this right here on your paper. Now remember, cut straight line to the eye. Cut around the eye. Do not adjust it. Do not make it smaller. Just cut a straight line. This is going to go in here. So same thing for the eyebrow. Cut a straight line all the way across. I'm going to put that right up here. The nose, cut directly on the line. That here. The outside of the mouth. Inside of the mouth. Outside of the mouth goes here. Inside is actually going to flip that direction. And this whole thing is going to flip this direction. Okay. Something kids want to do is they want to have it line up. It is not supposed to line up. This is supposed to be on the inside. Move the nose up. Move the eyebrow up. Place that right there. And now you guys can see my mask. It's not quite done, I'm going to glue it in fast forward, and then we got another step to do. All right, I am now done gluing. Make sure you get glue everywhere. If something is sticking up, lift it up, put a little bit more glue down, stick it down. I want absolutely no edges sticking up anywhere. This time is when I want you to use a lot of glue. Now, this is also a point where people get confused on what I'm telling them to do. Okay, so right here, do you see how this is the outside of the mask? We need to have the same line over here. So all we're going to do is we're going to actually do our best, go around the outside, go slow. I'm using something called sketch lines. I teach this to you in the 3rd grade. My 2nd graders, you're getting it early. And then across here. Okay, and now we are ready to cut it out. So right here, that line I just drew, cut out here. Don't cut on that brown line. Go around. This is where we're going to stop for today. Next time, we are going to add all of those fun extras. Whatever you do on one side, we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So symmetry, positive, negative space, simplified shapes, African mask. All right, guys. Happy creating!